In this episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief, I sit down with Chris from Level 99 Games to talk all about Exceed, the fighting system, and we dive into a little bit of their new season. So hang on until after these sponsors and Kickstarter Corner to find out about their next season and where you can get it and why you should. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by Born to Serve, a superpowered game of table service. It's a tabletop game for 2 to 5 jobless superheroes competing for the last job in town at the local restaurant. And this is coming to us from Shoot Again Games. You want to find out more about it? Well, you can jump over and check out the update they released on the 13th of January entitled 85% and New Media About Born to Serve. Within that update, I sat down and talked with Diane all about it. And this game, they reached their funding goal, and there's a little bit less than 22 hours at the time of recording, as this project ends today, the 31st of January at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So don't dilly-dally on this one and check out Born to Serve, a superpowered game of table service. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by VIXIV, the game of survival. VIXIV is a fast-paced strategic card game that pits players against each other in a race to develop the most successful ecosystems. It's a survival of the fittest game, and if you want to find out more about this, I sat down with the creator, and that was released in the update on the 17th of January entitled VIXIV, the game of survival, featured on Getting Geeky with Game Relief podcast. So definitely go listen to that and see if this be up your alley. And if you like any of these games like usual, make sure you jump over on the link on our show notes and check them out. VIXIV is on Kickstarter for another 8 days at the time of recording as the project goes through Friday the 8th of February. So check out VIXIV, the game of survival. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by Stasis. It's a card game for friends and family, a fun-filled card game about bunnies. How can you go wrong with bunnies? Well, you can't. You want to find out more about the game? Definitely go ahead and check out my interview that was released in their update on the 22nd of January entitled Podcast Interview. And you can go listen to that and see if this be a game for you. And definitely come back and back the campaign if you like it before Sunday, the 10th of February, as that's when Stasis, a card game for friends and family, will no longer be on Kickstarter, and they're less than $1,000 away from their goal, so check it out. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by Dark Naga, Haunting of Hastur, Hardback 5e and OSR. It's the Hardback Color Omnibus Edition of Haunting of Hastur modules, Dark Naga 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, with VTT maps and extras. And they're so close to their goal, less than $300, and there's still 17 days to go. You can go back and find my episode, search Dark Naga, that's DARKNAGA, on Getting Geeky with Game Relief at GameReliefGo.com, or you can definitely go and check out their Facebook page as well. But definitely check out Dark Naga Haunting of Hastur, Hardback 5e and OSR, that's on Kickstarter through Sunday the 17th of February. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by LunaTix Star Tracker Solar System Lunar Lander. It's an educational and strategic board game that combines real astronomy and historical space navigation and contains a real star map. 18 days to go at the time of recording. You can listen to find out more about it in the update from the 22nd of January entitled Game Relief Interview. And then definitely check out LunaTix Star Trackers Solar System Lunar Lander on Kickstarter through Monday the 18th of February. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by INSURED, the survival-based board game. It's a game for 3 to 8 players. Do you have what it takes to survive? Would you strategize and manipulate to win, or would you leave it all up to fate? Find out in INSURED, the board game, and if you want to find out more about it, I sat down with the creator of this game, And that's in their update from the 19th of January entitled Update 3 Podcast. Go give it a listen and see if there'd be a game for you. And then definitely come back before Thursday, the 21st of February, and check out INSURED, the survival-based board game. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by Calakmul, 4 daring jungle dice games in a tin. It just launched a Kickstarter last night, in fact. Calakmul, who will be the next Maya ruler, the second daring dice game with a special Make 100 pledge level, includes solo play. And if you missed it, go back and listen to my episode in which I sat with him. It was this last Saturday. Plus, if you're subscribed to Getting Geeky with Game Relief on the email over at GameReliefGo.com, you'll get an email very shortly about this game and everything cool about it, plus our interview as I sat down with Tony. But definitely go check out Calakmul, 4 daring jungle dice games in a tin, before the campaign ends on the 28th of February.
Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf, the podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
Welcome to Getting Geeky with Game Relief. So glad you can make it. Hold on until after Kickstarter Corner to catch my interview with Chris. Plus, after the interview, I'll go ahead and let you in on a giveaway or two. How about that? So hang on.
What is this place? What is it doing here in the Leaf's computer? Oh, it's Kickstarter Corner with the Leafs.
Head Chef, the tabletop card game of food, fame, and fun, is now on Kickstarter. If you were paying attention to the Giveaway Geek, you would have known he did a Terraforming Mars giveaway in lieu of his Kickstarter. It was quite a treat, as there was 4 rounds, and it was something new that he did with the Giveaway Geek. So definitely go ahead and check out his campaign as it's live on Kickstarter now. And just to tell you a little bit about it, in this tabletop card game for 1 to 4 hungry players, you will cook food, earn fame, and become the head chef. And they're over halfway to their goal, and there's still 22 days more to go to get in on the campaign action of this fun game. I'm hoping to be able to sit down with Peter to talk all about it. And in the meantime, go ahead and jump over here and check out the campaign. It'll be on Kickstarter through Friday, the 22nd of February. And you remember I said I was talking about a giveaway after my interview? Well, stay tuned. Peter, and also the creator of Calakmul, the last game we talked about in our sponsor spot, they're both sponsored of an awesome new game giveaway being done by the Giveaway Geek. Okay, this game is not yet on Kickstarter, but it will be, and I had the pleasure this afternoon to go ahead and sit down with the designer of this game, or this mini expansion as we'll call it. He also designed the game. Have you heard of Theosis? Well, if you haven't, we have an interview where we talked to the creator a while back ago. I'll have to go back through and look and see what episode it was. I'll leave a link in the show notes. But you'll want to stay tuned because Theosis is going to have a very mini expansion on Kickstarter lasting from the 12th of February through the 19th of February. If you back this game or you like awesome miniature games with competitive, co-op, and solo play, you're definitely going to want to hang on for this campaign that is launching the 12th of February. But anyways, a little bit about it. Since the fights in the arena were underfoot, the gods had taken a vow not to interfere with mortals directly, but only through champions. This was her chance. She and the Thunder Dragon would enter the contest, not as representatives of some primordial being attempting to become a god, but representing their own selves. They would defeat the champions, emerge victorious and take their place at the table of creation. But they wouldn't sit at the table. Nay, they would crush it, slaughter every one of those last people who dare to call themselves gods, and leave the mortals of this world to live their lives free as they desired. Armed with the Godslayer, filled with righteous fury, and with the Thunder Dragon at her side, she would be nothing less than unstoppable. Who is she? How did we end up here? We invite you to join us and discover her story. Follow Theosis on Facebook so you can find out about their new expansion launching to Kickstarter on the 12th of February. The mini expansion entitled Theosis Godslayer will be released, and you'll have a second chance to grab Theosis if you missed it. So hang on until then. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for the 12th of February, let's go ahead and jump in and see what Chris has to tell us about a game that you can currently order over there at Level 99 Games. What do you say? I'll catch you on the flip side of this interview. Gamer Leaf kind of out.
Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
Welcome to Getting Geeky with Game Relief. Today we have a special treat for you guys. All the way from Level 99 Games is Chris Solis. How are you doing, Chris?
Hey, thank you for having me. Doing great.
Yeah, no problem. Now, before we get into Level 99 Games and what you guys are doing over there, let's rewind a little bit in case anybody's missed the last episode, because I know you were on a previous episode with us. But how did you get into playing tabletop board games, Chris?
Yeah, so I started off in video games. I was a kid. The first game I played as a child was Kirby's Adventure. And then later, I always liked board games. But it wasn't until I discovered Base Dominion when I was like, oh, wow, board games are really good. And then that's when I really got into the hobby. That was like 09, I'm going to say. And I've been playing ever since. Made some indie games myself and then joined Level 99 Games.
Well, that's pretty cool. Awesome. Yeah, cool transferring over to video games to board games. And then with the stuff that Level 99 Games does, a lot of their stuff seems geared towards video games, even though they're on the board game side. Am I right in saying that?
No, it's true. We get a lot of video game experiences at Tabletopify them. And a lot of the thematics carry over as well. But of course, we design it. We don't design it as a simulation. It is a board game by itself. But it's generally the genesis of it.
Awesome. And do you guys start with a theme generally? Do you start with the video game theme and work backwards, or do you start with the game and then work towards the theme?
We definitely start with the game and then work towards the theme. And then we'll put something there based on what's appropriate. It might be something like, oh, this is kind of like this IP, or it might be something that we make up on our own. But the theming comes last, for gameplay first.
Awesome. And the only game we have of you guys, well, maybe we have more. My wife would know. She knows more of our collection, but I know we have Pixel Tactics, I think it is, of you guys. I really like that. It's been a while since we've been able to get it to the table, but I like that one.
Oh, Pixel Tactics, yeah, that's one of the ones that was big for us. And now we have Mega Man Pixel Tactics, so we keep making them, yeah.
Oh boy, yeah, I don't remember if we got that. Yeah, but I'm really, yeah, so we'll have to see if we got that. If we don't, I'll have to get it for sure. Cause yeah, we just recently got Mega Man, what is it, on the Switch. They have Mega Man, it was like the old, there was a bunch of them. I got it. I played a couple times or whatnot. But are you still big into the video games as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right now we're kind of expanding into our own IPs, but there's definitely we're definitely influenced by.
Awesome. And what are you guys working on these days, or what do we have coming on the horizon for Level 99 Games?
So the next game we're releasing is Season 3 of VIXIV. So we're talking about video games and our sources. So we created an Exceed fighting game system, which replicates a 2D fighter experience. And this has been out for a couple years actually, and we did some seasons using Red Horizon characters from Jasco Games. And then we did more characters using characters we designed, like we're talking about, we use our own IP. But now we're doing Street Fighter Exceed, and we're working with Capcom to bring those characters into our fighting game system.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. Now, so per se, somebody hasn't heard of Exceed. I know I've seen bits and pieces here, but I haven't really played it or whatnot. So what can you tell us about the 2D fighting system in Exceed?
Yes. So in this fighting card game, first of all, I'll say that characters' decks are static. as in it's not a trading card game. It's not customizable. If you were to pick up Ryu's deck, this is Ryu's deck, the end, and it is complete. You take it out, you fight with it, then when you're done, you put it back in the stock box. So the game's expandable through fighters and not cards. So that's really important with the way we design the game to replicate the fighting game experience, to get a lot of these mix-ups and situations that people that like fighting games will be familiar with. At the same time, Exceed is an evolution of BattleCon, so it's significantly more accessible. In Exceed, you fight along this board of 9 spaces. You put down a card face down, which is your attack. Your opponent will do the same. Then you'll flip them and resolve them. And that may attack. It might move you. It might armor through. It might have effects. And there's other things, of course, you can do to move around the board and change the situation. But that's the general flow. There's a board. You put down a card. You resolve them simultaneously, and you see how they resolve.
And you said it's not expandable. Well, it is expandable, but with the what do you call it, per character or whatnot. So you're saying like I could get if I got a deck of E Honda and Blanca, who are my favorite characters, I'd be able to fight with one of those. With they have specific cards for the specific characters.
So that's right. So let's say I have a Ryu deck. This Ryu deck is the only Ryu deck. Period. It's not customizable. It has his moves. All the characters have normal cards. They're the same. And then, of course, you have your special cards and your ultra cards, which are unique to the character. So we're doing a couple Street Fighter seasons. And the ones we released right now, we have 12 fighters. Unfortunately, Blanca and E-Honda are not one of those. Sorry about that.
Oh, man. We're going to have to stop the podcast right now, Chris.
Game over.
But we will release them later. But we did 12 first, and we'll keep moving forward. But yes, you pick up that deck, you'll immediately understand that this is like the actual video game. Their cards are similar in nature and replicate their play styles from those games.
Well, that's great to hear. And what 12 characters are we working with currently in the current season?
So we have 3 boxes, and each box has 4 fighters in it, and it retails for $30. So again, they're complete. So you have these fighters, you're done. One box has M. Bison, Cammy, Ken, and Guile. Blue box, the Ryu box, has Ryu, Sagat, Akuma, Zangief, and then the last box has Chun-Li, Vega, Sea Viper.
Oh, okay. So, in order to play, we just need one box. Is that right? And then we can play right out of it?
That's right. So every Exceed product is standalone. If that was the only Exceed box you bought, the game is complete. Like it was the whole fighting game experience. But the way it's expandable is more fighters. Like I have my big box of Exceed. I have all the Exceed cards in there. And at this point, we've made maybe 40 plus fighters. So it's nice to look through my box and be like, who do I want to fight with today? And take them out of their tuck box and play a game right away, you know? It kind of feels like a character select screen.
Okay, awesome. A character select screen. That sounds pretty cool. Now, you said 40 characters. Is that with the other Exceeds, or is that with Street Fighter of upcoming characters?
Total in existence right now across all Exceed products is a little over 40. Right now we have 12 Street Fighter characters. And regarding future Street Fighter characters, I don't have a number of this.
Oh, that's okay. So, is this something like if somebody's already on the bandwagon of Exceed, they could take like Red Horizon or a 7th Cross deck and play against somebody on Street Fighter?
That's correct.
Oh, that's awesome. So, do you out of those 40 characters or the 40 different ones, do you have a favorite character you stay with, or do you play them all?
Oh, I definitely played them all, but I definitely have favorites. Sometimes you find a fighter that really just fits your play style, and then the game's extra fun for you. And I think that's one of the big appeals of fighting games, like that you can pick a fighter that really matches your style. For me, I like to play as Carl from Noir Automa, which is a Penny Arcade license that combined with our Noir IP. So it's a Penny Arcade comic called Automa, and it's a robot guy. And he has a lot of fun moves that armor through things. And that's kind of my style. So I have fun with him. I also like playing Akuma, because Akuma has a lot of Akuma's ability is a lot of fun. I was telling you put 2 cards down, and with Akuma you can buff both characters before reveal. So if you're really confident, you can do a ton of damage, but it can backfire. And so Akuma fitting that high risk, high reward style really comes down to Street Fighter Exceed, and that's my play style. So that's kind of
well, that's good to hear. Yeah, that's good that they have a play style that you like. Who's the reigning champion, you or Brad?
Oh, I think Brad's like 3-0'd me every single time.
Oh
So
boy.
Brad's really good. Brad's really good. But I do play a lot of Exceed. I just came back from PAX South and played hundreds of games of Exceed. It's because we had a presence there and we gave out some decks and did demos all weekend. And I think I've been playing Exceed for about a year, going to various conventions, and it's always been like people really like the game. It's really quick, by the way. I would say the first game where you're learning, 25 minutes. After you know what you're doing, 15, it goes quick, and you'll say, "I want to play again."
Awesome. And it looks like I don't necessarily have to read the rules. I can learn how to play from the cardboard stacker.
Yeah, the cardboard stacker on our landing page. There you can find the Exceed How to Play video. Now that video was made for season 1, but the rules are the same. So if you don't see Ken in there, it's the same thing. Yeah, but he explained it to you, and yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, so it sounds pretty cool, and I guess it just depends. Like, I guess when I see the cards, I'll be able to know more. But like, if you have so many hit points, I try to knock all your hit points out of the fighter, and then I win.
Yeah, so you have 30 hit points, and we both have 30 hit points. And a lot of cards do between 3 to 7 damage, like 7 being really high, so maybe an average of 5.
And do I have cards that can block the damage that they try to give me as well, or?
Yeah, of course. The main way to avoid damage is moving, because that's the unique thing about Exceed. You fight on a board. So let's say and of course there's block cards. But let's say we play 2 cards down. I reveal mine, and mine hits and then moves back 3. If I did something like that, I might make your attack miss completely, and then I'll be in a different position for the next round. And those are the kind of interactions you'll see in Exceed, where spacing and timing matter, like they do in a regular video game fighting game. Of course, minus dexterity.
For sure. And are they going to have all of the different moves that I'm accustomed to from playing the original Street Fighter as well as the new 25th anniversary edition that I got on the Switch recently?
Yeah, so most of the moves are based off like classic Street Fighter 2. So that's what you can expect from the classics. And for characters that came in later in the series, their moves are more about their release titles. Now the game doesn't. Let me give you an example. Like Ken and Ryo's Hadouken, it hits only at a distance, and if you hit, you get to put that card back on top of your deck. So if you want to, you can keep playing Hadouken until it misses, or until you need to draw a card that's not Hadouken. So we do little things like that to replicate, cheeky things that you might encounter in Street Fighter.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, I really like that. And how you said, I think you told me before, but how big is my deck that I'm dealing with?
It's 30 cards.
30 cards, and I'm drawing off of it, or is there any hand management, or I pretty much draw a card and play it, or?
Oh, you definitely have a hand. You have a hand of 5 cards. 15 of those cards are normal. The other 15s are specials and ultras. You draw a card. There's other actions you can take to draw you more cards, or a second part of the card that gives you an effect that's not an attack to prepare your next attack. Like you can move, you can use your hero power. There's a lot of things like that you can do. But when you're ready to attack, you pick one of your cards, you put it face down, and that's the strike. And then you put down a face down card as a defense for the strike, and we reveal them and resolve them. But just because I'm striking first doesn't mean that I get to go first. It depends on the attack of the card, you know? So, example, like Ken has 2 Shoryukens. There's one it's pretty fast and it has moderate damage, and the Ultra one, which you have to pay special meter for, it moves you forward 1 and then Shoryuken. It's like you can basically wake up. Oh, you get them on wake up. It's really fun.
Okay, yeah, it sure sounds pretty fun. I'm excited to be able to play it. And how do your seasons usually work? Is it you have to develop the other seasons? Like, is it a year down the line before we might see other characters, or it's hard to say at this time?
I would say on average we release characters about once a year. However, I mean that just depends. That's not it's not a schedule. We are working on a season 4 with a different series, and well, we'll just have to wait until that comes out, right?
For sure, awesome. And you can't give us any insider information, could you?
I can't on the following season.
Oh boy. Well, that's okay. We'll forgive you.
Remember, Exceed is about crossover battles. Like you can get into it in one season, and I was going to say each season has a mechanic unique to that bundle of characters. So like 7 Cross Exceed, they have transformation mechanics. Street Fighter Exceed has a critical mechanic, which is similar to V-Trigger, where you put down the card, you can spend meter to like buff it. And then future seasons will have their own mechanic. So regardless of what season you get into Exceed, when you see these different styles cross and fight.
Well, yeah, it sounds that way, so that's pretty cool. Awesome. And you said they can get one box, and the Street Fighter Exceed will come out, if I read right. They can pre-order now and get them in May. Is that right?
No, actually, it's available basically now. The product is here in the United States, and pre-orders are going to be start shipping out within days. I don't want to give you an exact date, but it's happening right now. It hits retail in May. So if you go to so if you go to our web store, you can get it and have it within days. If you want to pick it up at your local GameStop, they will have Exceed in May.
Oh, retail. Okay. Is that actual game stops, or is that at the friendly local game stores?
Local friendly game stores.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so that's cool that they can start playing right away. So that's awesome. And can somebody come and get any of the, if they like Exceed, they like the Street Fighter version, can they come back and get previous seasons as well?
Of course, and like season 2 is already available in retail and a web store, and that's usually what happens. Like, I like this, I want to play more, and they can go back and discover way more characters and check it out. Like, we have single box standalones for other crossovers. We have a crossover character from Red Dragon Inn. We have a crossover character from Penny Arcade. We have a crossover character from Shovel Knight, and it's fun to mix them and see what happens.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, we played a little Shovel Knight, so that's cool that you have that as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, if you're familiar with the game, it's he's a lot of
awesome. And it looks like there might also be some kind of what is it, a play mat? Do you guys have a play mat for the different Exceeds?
We do. So every season release a different playmat. They're all functionally the same. They just look different. But the playmat acts as the board. And the playmat, you have the 9 spaces. You have a place to keep your special meter and your deck. And you can use it as a 2-player board. And that's a lot of fun, but not required. The game comes with spaces for cards, but most people get the mats. It's the mat is very nice, and you only need one mat for 2.
Awesome. And how much does a mat put somebody back?
$20 to $30, depending on how fancy you want to get with it. But yeah,
that's awesome to hear. Because yeah, my wife and myself, we're suckers for the different play mats that are out there. So that's pretty cool.
Everyone loves play mats, right?
For sure. It seems like it. Yeah, it seems like if a game has a play mat. So that's pretty cool. Why should somebody go ahead and jump over on the link listed in our show notes to check out Exceed Fighting System? And if they like it, go ahead and get it ordered so they can start playing Exceed now, Chris.
Oh, well, first of all, Exceed is the way Level 99 generally works is that we get our game series and we consistently support it. So we're already on the 3rd season of Exceed. There's more Exceed to discover in the past and more in the future. And we're launching a new organized play program for or Exceed battles at large events. So we want to make sure when people get this game that they're not only having fun at their tabletop, but they can go to a convention and play Exceed with other people. And I think that is a lot of, with how many games are coming out like every day, that has a lot of value that a lot of people can't offer. Also, the Exceed system is very highly rated. If you check it out on Board Game Geek, it's hovering around 9. So it's really well received.
Awesome. And is that 9 on the hotness list, or just what does that mean? Sorry.
It's a 9 out of 10 rating.
Oh, okay.
And if you look at the Exceed system, it's 9 out of 10. And then there's ratings for each box and what people think and whatnot. But yeah, check it out, and you won't be disappointed.
And if somebody's interested in the organized play, what can you tell us about that really quickly, Chris?
Yeah, so we have an organized play program that we're launching. If you register and host events, you can report that event and how many games were played at that event to earn points. At the end of 6 months, our season, if you reach the point threshold, we will send you a promo pack. And that promo pack will have 12 cards, cards from each of our games in organized play. So we have 4 games in our organized play program. We have BattleCon, Exceed, Pixel Tactics, and Temporal Odyssey. And you can play any of those games for points. But yeah, you can basically get exclusive promos by just playing games, reporting them, and let us know you have fun. It's very easy.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. Awesome. And it looks like if somebody maybe doesn't have the cash right now, they might be able to play Exceed for free on Tabletopia. Is that right?
I think there's a Season 1 deck on Tabletopia, so if you wanted to check it out and see what it looks like, those are Season 1 characters. But yes, it is up there. The card layout and the cards are different than what it is now. Actually, we theme our card layout based on what season the character is from. So a Street Fighter card, even though the information is in the same places and clearly the same, it's stylized for Street Fighter. So when you go into that tabletop simulator, you'll be looking at a Season 1 style.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that sounds pretty cool. And I recently come upon a podcast from Level 99 Games. In case somebody hasn't heard of that, what can you tell us about the new podcast you guys, well, I guess relaunched, not necessarily new, but new to me?
Yeah, for sure. So we have we ran a podcast for about 100 episodes, and now we've rebranded it. It's called the New Level Cap Podcast. And what we do is we talk about game design. We pick a piece of game design, we talk about it. We talk about other games, feature it. We talk about our games and our design philosophies. So it's a mixture of game design podcasts and having a good time with some shenanigans. So yeah, give it a listen, and it's a good show.
And if people want to keep up with you or other things that they have going on over there at Level 99 Games, minus coming to your hometown to Stocky, Chris, how can they go about doing that?
Well, I definitely say the podcast is definitely one of the biggest ways to follow us and see what we're up to. Not just with this releasing, but what's in the future. And but also follow us on Facebook and join our mailing list. Our mailing list is probably the biggest, actually. We send out a newsletter when something new comes out, and you can see what we're
And they can just do that from going to your website.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And I also can give you
Okay, yeah, and I'll leave that in the show notes. And in case somebody's listened to your New Level Cap podcast before on your website, now some good news is it's on podcast catchers, isn't it?
The podcast,
like iTunes and stuff.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was confused. Yeah, the podcast is now available on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play.
Awesome. So yeah, they can catch it there now too. So that's awesome. Now we don't want to keep you all day, Chris, but we really appreciate you coming on Getting Geeky with Game Relief with us to talk all about Exceed and especially the new Street Fighter bundle that's out, I guess now.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you for having me and learning about Exceed.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, good. You're still with us. You want to hear about those giveaways, am I right? Well, you're definitely going to want to jump over and check out the giveawaygeek.com. We have this first giveaway I'm going to talk about listed on our site under current giveaways, and we're in the process of going ahead and converting it so it's not just one current giveaway, but we'll have multiple giveaways on there. But anyways, I helped the Giveaway Geek set this giveaway up like I do. It's the Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth board game. It's a giveaway of that game, and it is on BGG's hotness list. This game is proudly being sponsored by some of the people you might have heard or are about to hear on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. Let me go through them with you. We've got C-Star Games. They're the ones who launched Head Chef, the game we just talked about on Kickstarter Corner. Plus Games, who brought you No Escape, plus Alliance the card game. And you know what? There's also a giveaway for Alliance the card game on the Giveaway Geek, so you want to check that out. Plus Gameological Institute, the ones who are bringing us Calakmul, they're also sponsoring this. Last but not least, one of my favorite podcasts, Board Gaming with Education. They're all 5 sponsored of this new giveaway on the Giveaway Geek. You're definitely going to want to go ahead and check out this giveaway that we just barely posted over there a couple days ago, so you don't miss out. Okay? And like I said, the Alliance the card game is doing a giveaway, plus the Eternal Battle just barely launched back to Kickstarter, and they're doing a giveaway of that as well. And I have it on good authority. Do you remember the episode that I was on just barely? Yeah, the one I launched yesterday, which was taken off of one of Theology of Games podcasts. It was actually Monday's episode of Board Games Daily. I appeared with Jeremiah Isley. And you know what? I have it on good authority that they're going to be doing a giveaway, an epic giveaway. You're going to not want to miss that. So go ahead and make sure you're following over at thegiveawaygeek.com. Plus, follow along on theologyofgames.com. Or you can just go and check it out. Find that link in the last 2 podcasts. They both have me and Jeremiah on them. Go check that out. We'll have links to their website. And then you will not be surprised when you see the epic giveaway coming from them. It will be epic. it will be a lot of, get this, tiny epic games. Don't tell them I said so, but watch The Giveaway Geek and Theology of Games. But anyways, it's our least favorite time, your least favorite time. Time for us to get on with our lives, you to get on with yours. In the meantime, I hope you'll get geeky, stay geeky, and bring others in the geek fold. You know how you can do that? You can go ahead and jump over and check out the link in our show notes of our last episode, as well as this one, as I think somebody you listen to on a pretty consistent basis is going to be launching a Kickstarter campaign. Not going to say who, just click the links in the show notes and you'll find out. Anyways, this is a great way to bring others into Geekfold through this podcast. And through the campaign, you'll find out why. But go ahead and check that out, and we'll catch you guys on Saturday like usual. Gamer Leaf out.
Gamer Leaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if Gamer Leaf's luck holds up.